parents and guardians. My name is Sarah Lamb, and I want to welcome you to Drawing and Painting 1. Before I start, I just want to say thank you for all the hard work you do to ensure your child is successful. Briefly, I just wanted to bring this up because this is what my screen looks like when I'm in a meeting with your child or your student. So I see a screen and most cameras are off, and I see all these little icons with initials on it. So there are times when it's hard for me to pick up on things. It's hard for me to assess how the lesson's going. That's where you can kind of come in. You can either provide some feedback through email and let me know how your child is doing. You can encourage your student to have their camera on, though I do understand if that's not something that's feasible. And I do respect the student's privacy. Ideally, each student should be working independently of you. That's why I'm showing you the Google Classroom, just in case you did ask to peek through it. For those of you who are new to Google Classroom, the stream just shows where all the recent activity is. I would rather that you checked out classwork, because that's where you're going to find all the headings and it's going to be more organized. So just in case your child misses a day, you can encourage them to go on to video archives, because I update this pretty much at the end of the block schedule so that each video has a date to it, and that goes over the day's lesson and includes demonstrations. So I would suggest that you have your child go looking there in the video archives if they do miss a day or they are unable to get online. So there are all these categories, like the art materials that has a listing of the optional supplies that I sent out to you previously. I'm also going to put a category of the supplies that I provided to your student. And then there's the drawing exercises. That's really where a lot of the assignments are going to be kept, because this first semester is going to be primarily drawing. So here's the assignment from today. Just wanted to show you what that looks like. If an assignment has a blue clipboard, that means that your child has not submitted it yet or turned it in. So if it's gray, it means it was completed and turned in. I just wanted to show you real quick. Here's how to upload a photo. So you have to make sure that that's what I'm looking for in the assignment, but with most drawing exercises, I do want a photograph of the student's work. It's great if students can just use a cell phone camera, because then they can upload the picture through a Google Classroom app, and it's very easy to do. So I've already given them the directions on how to do this. I'm just going to show you so you have that knowledge too. So you just click upload, you look for that cloud icon, and you can actually just drag and drop a picture on there. So you could upload a picture from a point and shoot camera onto your computer and do it that way as well. And here's the picture just dropping into place. So ideally, I would see a picture of the student's drawing right there. Sometimes I'll ask them for the reference picture that they're looking at, sometimes not, depending if they're working from life. And then they turn it in. So in a moment, that blue outline around that clipboard will turn gray because it will be turned in. We will be doing a lot of drawing exercises in this class. Just so you know, drawing exercises are based off of really two things: effort and completion. So that's what I'm looking for. On a project which is more time consuming, I will have a checklist of items that the students will need to follow and adhere to. To me, the best way of introducing Art 1 is to show some artwork. So this is work done by students, and it shows how we start off. So this is from first semester, and then I've ordered it so that you can see the progression. So this was done with pen and ink. By the way, we will be doing some pen and ink in this class and explore techniques like cross-hatching and dotting and scribbling as forms of shading. Now we are a little bit limited with our supplies, just because I didn't want to send home charcoal with students, because I felt like that could make some messes, and I know as a mom too, the last thing I'd want is a house that is messy and has charcoal dust all over the place. So this is a preliminary sketch. This is the first step in making a more complicated drawing. So I'm showing you this first so that I can show you the second part, which is this, which is a more complicated, time-involved drawing, and this is done in charcoal. So your child will learn to create volume and depth. They'll learn about composition, how to lay things out. They'll learn about shadows and how those operate in a term that's called chiaroscuro. So this is going back to the Renaissance time period. I like students to be versed in both drawing from life and in drawing from reference pictures. These ones are drawn from reference pictures, and they're practices just before we get to putting together the whole face in a portrait. So it's setting up students, and that's oftentimes how exercises work. They're building up towards a bigger project, a bigger idea. Please don't worry about talent. Talent really doesn't exist. All talent is experience. I'm fortunate to teach Art 1 because I get to put on those foundation skills for beginning students. And I can help students who already have skills grow even more. So this is from second semester as we dive into painting. This is one of those exercises that we do. My background is in oil painting. I draw, but I feel like my strong suit is in painting. So I really love to paint, and I do it professionally. And as far as education, I have a degree from UC Davis, and I'm almost done with my master's degree from the Academy of Art University. And I think it's really cool to challenge students to do their very best, because I really believe that high school students are extremely capable. And oftentimes these skills that I'm teaching them are the skills that I wished someone had taught me when I was in high school art class. So it's a pleasure and a joy to be able to kind of share this stuff with students. There is a suggested donation fee for this class, and here's the main number. It's about $35, and that's the average of how much we spend per student per year. And keep in mind, I have over 175. I think I have close to 180 students right now. That's a lot of supplies, especially during distance learning where supplies need to go out for every student. Right now, all the supplies that we have are consumable, which means your child gets to keep all those supplies. So that's what's driving up the costs. So I could really use some help in terms of donations and contributions. This money doesn't go to me. It goes directly to your student and to all the members of that class. So it really can help in terms of providing better materials so that when spring comes around, I can get paintbrush sets for every one of my students so that I can have containers for the paint so I can purchase more acrylic paint. If you can donate, one easy way to do it is to go onto Folsom High School's website. And it's on their main page. If you scroll down towards the left bar there, it's under additional links. So you have to kind of look for it. I know it took me a while to find it too. It's under the heading of donations. So you would click on that. And the cool thing is it's actually one of their featured products. It's the one with the pastel drawing of the goofy face that a student did. It's also located under the Support Your FHS Classes tab. So go to Donation, then Support FHS Classes tab, and then look for that kind of goofy face. And then you'll have to register with us. It just takes a moment, just like with any internet site, shopping site. But it's easy because it's just a credit card. You don't have to mail in a check. Although you could do it that way too. Just make sure that you put Lamb in the memo and you put like art fee and your student's ID number, I believe. So that's what you'd fill out, and then you'd put it in your cart. You'd add to carts, and then you'd check out. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any comments or concerns. Here's my contact info.